it's that time of year again. Once again, we're going to go through every Eurovision song that is competing this year, and we are going to rank them on a tier list. So quickly, let's go over the tiers. First tier is Hope You Win. These are for my absolute favorites, like very top of the charts for me. Then we have Added to My Playlist, which are songs that I like and that I add to my playlist, that I enjoy listening to. Next is Added to My Playlist Begrudgingly. This is essentially the B tier, where I like this song, but maybe it doesn't stand out as much, or maybe it's just not my favorite, but I still enjoy it, stuff like that. The third tier is Meh, which is for songs that I just don't like for one reason or another, but I can maybe see why someone else would like that. Like, it's just not hitting for me quite right. Next up is my favorite tier name, Glad You Tried But Not My Vibe. These are for songs that I'm just predestined to not like. Maybe they're a genre I'm not into, or I don't like them, but maybe they're going for something kind of out there, which, like, that's cool. Then we have Stop Just Stop for the songs I just do not like. Can't stand them. And yeah, let's get into it. So I've got a little wheel that I'm going to spin for each one, just so we don't go in order. Our first country is going to be Israel, who is just going to go in their own tier. I'm not going to get into it. To put it simply, I don't think they should be competing this year, and we'll just leave it at that. Next up, Malta. Okay, there's a lot of people that don't like this one as much. Personally, it's an added to my playlist. I think it's catchy. I think it's fun. I think she's got a good voice. I think the choreo is going to be really cool in the live show, so I just really like it. I think it's a good song. Okay, Italy. Italy is an easy added to my playlist. It's such a good song. It's so catchy. I love the instrumentation and like production on it. Great voice. She has so much spunk and she adds so much personality to the song. And it's just such a good song, and she really brings it to the table. I think it's going to do really well. United Kingdom is up next. Wow, this is going to be a theme. I hope you realize they're going and added to my playlist. In case you can't tell, I really like most of the songs this year. I remember the first time I heard it, I was like, okay, it's kind of an average pop song. But the more I've listened to it, I'm like, no, it's a really good pop song. Like, and the bridge where he's just talking, I think is really good and really fun. And overall, the song is it's just produced very well. He's got great vocals. I don't think it's going to do super well in the competition, but I don't think that means it's a bad song. I just don't know if it stands out as much as the others. Ooh, this is the big one. Netherlands. Once again, added to my playlist. This one took me a while to warm up to. Joke songs are like the songs that are less serious. Every time I hear them the first time, it's not immediately sold for me. It usually takes me a few times of listening to it, and then I decide, oh, is this something I actually like? And in the case of Europapa, that is the case. It's just kind of silly and out there, and it's catchy, and it's just fun. And I love that it's fun. Also, it's in Dutch. That's kind of fun. That doesn't necessarily, like, make it better or worse, but I just think it's nice and fun. Okay, next one. Okay, Azerbaijan. I haven't listened to this one much, because it was the last song to come out, and I haven't updated my playlist in a while. You know, it's pretty. It's got violins, so that usually sells me. I love that they're actually singing in... Oh, is it Azerbaijani? Is that the language name? If it's not, I apologize. I think it's the first time since they started competing that they've sung in their native language, which is kind of crazy, because I think they've been competing since the early 2000s, but anyway, I digress. Oh my gosh, Czechia, listen. I can't not put you in added to my playlist because you have an earworm. I was singing this song. I listened to it like one time and I could not get it out of my head for the rest of the day, which like isn't necessarily a sign of whether a song is good or not, but it is something. I'll give him that. Like, this song takes up so much space in my head. It's a good song, that too. Like, I love the kind of indie rock vibes. I think the lyrics are really fun. There is some worry about how well she's going to do live, because I think her performance at, is it ESCZ? Is that the Czech national final? I don't remember, but she had a live performance that didn't go well, so I'm really hoping she does better in the final, because I'd love to see her make it through. Oh my gosh, okay, Georgia. Georgia is, again, added to my playlist. Listen, last year, Iru was robbed. I get it. The song's lyrics were nonsense, but the production was so cool, and it had such this epic, grand sound, and her vocals were amazing, and she got snubbed. If Firefighter doesn't make it through this year, I'm throwing hands. It's a good song. She sounds like she's going to be a really good vocalist. I just want... Georgia deserves it. Slovenia's next. Again, added to my playlist. The wheel is not making me look very, like I have many diverse opinions, but it has a lot of the qualities that I just described Echo as, where it's got this very grand, dramatic sound to it, and I love the, like, siren vibes that it's had, because that's what it's about. Hope it goes over well live, because I think it is an amazing song, and I really hope that she can carry it through in the live shows. So sometimes it's really hard to explain why I like these songs, because they don't have a concrete reason other than it just sounds good to me. Anyway, so Serbia's next. Once again, added to my playlist. This, like I literally just said, this is a song that I don't totally have a concrete reason for liking. It's just very beautiful, and it is a little slow. Like, I was showing my friends some of these songs, and that was one of the things that we were talking about, is they were like, it's probably a little too slow for me, and I totally get that. But I do think it's very beautiful. Slower songs struggle a little bit more in the semifinals now because it's only televoting, there's no jury votes, so I'm curious to see how it does, but I think it is a very gorgeous song. Croatia. Okay, so Croatia is also a bit of a joke song, but it is once again added to my playlist. It's weird, and the lyrics made me very uncomfortable for a few listens there, but the, like, guitars and the rock vibe that it has is so good. Like, I've said this on several others, but I love the production on this song, and I think that's honestly what sells it for me. Yeah, it's ridiculous, but it's supposed to be, and it's still really catchy and really good as well, so I can cringe a little bit at the lyrics and still enjoy it, so it's staying where it's at. Switzerland. You guys are going to be very excited. This one's not going and added to my playlist for once. No, this one's going and Hope You Win. How exciting. Lots of artists in Eurovision and in general have tried to mesh different genres, and Nemo just does it so flawlessly. Never would I have thought that an opera song could go well with rap, but it works, and I don't even know how. I'm sure there's some music theory thing to it. I'm shaking my computer. I'm so excited, but it's just such a good song, and it really speaks to my personal music taste, which I think is part of the reason I love it so much, but I'm very excited for this one. Austria's next. This one might be a little controversial. This one's going and added to my playlist begrudgingly. I know a lot of people like this song, and it's not that I don't like it. That's why it's in, like, added to my playlist begrudgingly instead of, like, a meh. I just feel like I've heard this song before. I feel like this was a song I listened to when I was, like, in 6th grade. And there's not enough different about it for me to feel like that's not the case. And also, it's just not my favorite genre of music. So while I can acknowledge that it's catchy and I do enjoy listening to it, it's just not going to be at the top of my list in this competition. Portugal, added to my playlist. This is a beautiful song. I don't have much else to say about it. I feel like Portugal really knows how to nail it with their Eurovision songs. Even when they have slower songs, they know how to bring it, and so I'm excited to see this one live. Luxembourg. Okay, I'm so excited that they're competing again. I don't know why it makes me so happy. I also genuinely just really enjoy the song. The French in it is very beautiful, and I really like the melody. My one critique is that there's a part of the beginning, it's in the production where it goes like, I can't even replicate it with my sound, but it sounds like a ringtone. I still really enjoy the song. I think it's got a good message. I really hope she makes it to the final. I think Luxembourg deserves to make it to the final this year, so we'll see what happens. Oh, Latvia. This one is between a meh and an added to my playlist begrudgingly. I think it's gonna go and added to my playlist begrudgingly, because I don't dislike it enough to be a meh, but it also just does not stick out to me, especially in something as grand and honestly crazy as Eurovision is. I feel like it just kind of falls to the wayside a little bit. Okay, Lithuania's next, and they're going and Hope You Win. I love this song so much. I love this song so much. For one, like, the staging from the national final. is absolutely stunning. It's so good. The song itself is so catchy. I think the lyrics are really cool. I want this one to do so well. Listen, Lithuania kills it with Eurovision. I feel like we've been sleeping on how good they are at this competition, because out of the 3 years that I've watched the competition, Lithuania has been in my top, has been like my winner, or one of my winners, for 2 years, and even when it wasn't last year, I still really enjoyed Stay, and my love for it has grown even more since the final, and so I want Lithuania to do well. I'm gonna put them above the Code, because even though I love both of them, I think I like Lithuania a little bit more. Should I be saying what the names of these songs are? My friend's gonna watch this who's listened to most of the songs, and I'm not gonna have any idea who I'm talking about. I apologize. So, Ukraine is next. This one's also gonna be in I Hope You Win. This one, like, the first time I heard it, I was like, yep, this is amazing. I love it. And that hasn't changed. It's just so powerful, very beautiful. It's got this kind of echoey feel in the production, which I think just really adds to it. The rap verse is so sick. Early predictions was that Ukraine was gonna win. I still don't think that's gonna happen, but I could see them like doing very well in the jury vote. So, also Ukraine just knows how to do Eurovision. There is not a year that they've competed that they haven't like made it to the grand final, and I think that's going to be true this year because they always send such awesome songs. And so, okay, Estonia's next, and they're going in added to my playlist. This one's a little weird. It's kind of out there, but I really like it. Similar to like Europapa, it's just a fun song. The like little dance they do in like the national final where they like are doing the arm things, like I want to do that whenever I hear this song. And I don't know which instrument they use. I've got to assume it's some traditional instrument, but I'm not sure. But it's got like the bow and the strings and stuff. Like I just think that adds a really unique sound to it, and it's just fun. I just really like it. I think I'm going to try and pronounce the name of this song though. Think again. France is gonna go in added to my playlist. Once again, France is being France. Who are we surprised? No. Ballads are tricky in Eurovision because they can get sounding very familiar, and the French are very familiar with French ballads. That's a good chunk of what they send, but they do a good job at it. They're very beautiful songs, and the singers are always very talented. I've also literally never learned a drop of French in my life, so bear with me. But Mon Amour, Mon Amour. Anyway, similarly with Voila, that competed in 2021, they really carry a lot of emotion, and I think that's what really sells Valid, is when you can really feel that emotion through the words, and then staging also makes a big impact on just how dramatic and intense that song feels. So, good luck to France. Cyprus is also added to my playlist. It's just a catchy song. It's got a lot of like the girl boss stuff that I like from something like Pedestal or Fighter. Like, you know, it's your typical pop song, but she does a good job at it. I think it's going to be really good live because there are spots like set up for a dance break or like other things to happen on stage. Okay, Greece. This one's also going to be a little controversial. Greece is going to be our first glad you tried but not my vibe. I get why people like that, and I like parts of this song, but somehow altogether it just doesn't work for me. I think it's the production. I think that's what's really getting me. It's just not for me. Okay, Sweden's next. This one I like. I really like the production of it. However, the lyrics don't totally sell it for me. And so it's going to go and add it to my playlist begrudgingly for that reason. Albania's next. I like the revamp of Titan much more than the original. However, I don't know, I just feel like it doesn't quite compete with some of the other ones that are on my added to my playlist tier, so it's going to go and add it to my playlist begrudgingly. Not saying it's a bad song, and she's obviously got a great voice, but it just doesn't stand out to me as much as some of the others. Australia's next. This is another added to my playlist begrudgingly, for similar reasons as the last one, in the sense that I think it's a good song, but it just doesn't stick out to me as much as the others, and so... Norway. Okay. I remember when this one came out, and it was at the top of everyone's list, and I was like, Really? So yeah, it's going in Glad You Tried But Not My Vibe. A lot of people have compared it to Fuelen. I don't remember how it's spelled or pronounced, but France's entry from 2022. Definitely get where that's going. However, I think I like that one a lot better. I really like the verses. I'm just not a big fan of like the vocalizations that are the chorus. Her voice is very raspy, which isn't a bad thing. It's just not my personal favorite thing to listen to. Like, it's really just stylistically not my favorite thing. Like, this is nothing against the singer. It's just personally I have different tastes. Ooh, Ireland. Okay, so this song is gonna go in Glad You Tried But Not My Vibe. I don't like this song just because it's in a genre I don't like. It's very much like heavy metal in certain parts and kind of screamo, and that's just not my favorite. However, this is a song that Ireland would not normally send. I just want them to do well. I want Ireland to do well in the contest again. They've historically done very well, but just not as much recently. And so I want this one to make it through, even though I don't really like this song, just because I don't know, I just want Ireland to do well. I want this risk to be worth it. Denmark. Okay. Saba better make it to the finals or I'm throwing hands. She is such an incredible vocalist. Like, listening to the recording versus the national final, she sounds almost exactly the same. Like, the only difference was that her accent was maybe coming through a little bit more, but like not even that much. The lyrics are very well put together, well crafted, with this like relationship metaphor, talking about like beaches and sand and all that sort of stuff. I just think it works really well as a song, and so add it to my playlist. Ooh, okay, Germany's up next. Germany is our very first meh. I'm surprised it's taken that long to get a meh. The lyrics don't stand out to me a ton, and I don't really like the production, so it's just not a song I really want to listen to. One thing I will say is everyone's like, oh my gosh, Germany's sending another safe pop song again. And listen, they tried last year. They sent something that was kind of out there, and you know what? They got paid dust. They still ended up in last place, so of course they're not gonna try again. Even when they try, they can't succeed. Anyway, next up is Moldova. This one is gonna go and add it to my playlist. This one hasn't done very well in like rankings or betting odds, but I've always really liked it. I think the melody is very unique. Once again, there's violence, so of course I'm gonna be partial to it. The part of the national final where they like draw the bows out of the back of their dresses, like, that is sick. I'm sorry. I don't know if she's gonna do well, but I'm rooting for her. Okay, Iceland is also gonna go a meh. There's not a lot to say about this song. Like, it's not bad, but it just doesn't stand out to me in any ways, and I just don't find myself wanting to listen to it. Okay, San Marino. I have so many feelings about this one. It's going and added to my playlist. It is one of my favorite, like, okay, it's not my favorite in the sense that it's like, I hope you win, but if they don't make it to the final, I'm gonna be so upset because, like, it's just such a good song. Spanish rock goes hard. I don't know what to tell you. I think if the staging is done well, and I think if she really nails the vocals, I think they can make it. And I really want them to, because I feel like this song is so underrated, and I just want people to engage in how epic it is. Belgium's next. Easy added to my playlist. This man has such beautiful vocals. It's such a dramatic and dark sounding song. And like, just the urge to cruise down the highway screaming this is so high. I think he's gonna do really well, and he better, because it's a great song. Ooh, Poland's up next. This one is also an added to my playlist, but I will say, I don't know if I can We're at 36 minutes, and my words are starting to fail me. I don't know if I can totally articulate why I like this song so much. I mean, it's catchy, it's got a good beat, it's very upbeat. I really like the lyrics. You could not ask me what the heck is happening in the music video, though. I was really confused the whole time I was watching it, but I really hope she does well, because I think it's a very catchy song. I think it's one of the better songs that Poland has sent in a little while. I famously did not like Poland's entry last year. The memes were fun, don't get me wrong, but anyway, we'll just leave it at that. Finland. This one is our first and only Stop Just Stop. From what I've seen online, you either love this song or you hate this song, and for me, it's leaning closer to the second option. For one, the national final staging made me kind of uncomfortable. I'm just not a big fan of the melody. So in Tim Tagi Dim, one of the first lyrics is, "Oh, I'm a big boy now," and when I first heard that, I was like, absolutely not, I can't do that. And I've managed to get past it. One of the lyrics in No Rules is, "See me slay," and I can't. I've always hated the word slay. I understand it's a joke. I can't do it. Spain is up next, and this one's also going to be a wee bit controversial. This one's going in meh for me. Similar to the reason I didn't really like Norway's song, I think it's the same for Spain. Because I really like the production on Spain's. I think like the background music is really well done. I just don't love her voice, and I think it's just kind of a style thing. She's got a very kind of breathy, almost a little bit raspy voice, and that's just not my favorite sound when it comes to singing. I don't ever really want to sit down and listen to it, so meh it is. And that means our last one is Armenia, who is going and added to my playlist. What a nice happy note to end on. For real though, this one has had some comparisons to, I'm going to butcher this pronunciation, but Trentinul from 2022, and I think I agree with that. You've got kind of the traditional aspects to it and like kind of folk vibes, but it's also just like very upbeat and happy, and I hope they do well. I think I don't want to call it a wild card because I don't think it's necessarily true, but especially where Armenia has sent more pop-adjacent songs the last couple of years, I think this is a little bit different, and I'm kind of excited for that. So anyway, here's my final tier list. I'm so excited for this show. This is such an amazing year with so many incredible songs, and I'm just so excited. I don't know who's going to win, and I think that's what makes it so much more exciting for me. Here's to Eurovision 2024!